So when I'm referring to healing journey, whatever, I'm also referring to a healing of the body, because in weight loss, as long as it is healthy weight loss and it's not weight loss from like a sickness or an illness, it is intentional, done in a healthy way, not any kind of eating disorder type of weight loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, intentional weight loss is a healing journey. Anyone agree? Anyone ever lost a significant amount of weight and realized that in that time you healed a lot of things about your mind, and also your body? So for example, if somebody has, let's say, type 2 diabetes, then they need healing within their body, because type 2 diabetes is actually, it can be reversed. Type 1, hi Gunnar, hi Brandy. Type 1 diabetes cannot be reversed. That is something, it's childhood type, you're born with it. But the other kind that is often adult onset, you can heal something like that. So with weight loss, intentional, done in a healthy manner, you can heal a lot of things in your body, but also in your mind, y'all. So I want to ask you a question, and this right here is going to answer whether or not this video is for you. Okay, this is a very important question. Are you currently living your life at your optimal health and well-being and happiness? Like right now in this very moment, would you say that your health is where it is supposed to be? Is it optimal? When you go up the stairs, are you able to go up the stairs and not get winded? Are you able to go for a walk and not feel like, oh, I need a nap for the rest of the day now? Like, are you at your optimal health? Do you feel great in your body? And you may not feel great, like even some days I don't feel great in my body, but if you look at, okay, where have I been and where am I now? Do I feel great about where I am now? Is that answer yes? Do you feel great about the point in time that you're in now with your body, your well-being overall as who you are? How do you feel? Is it optimal? Are you happy with your health, with your well-being, with this holistic state of who you are right now? Are you happy with it? And then when we say no, there is often self-sabotage that's getting in the way of us healing whatever it is that needs healing, so that we can be in an optimal state with our health, with our well-being, with our mind state, all of that. We shouldn't, y'all, and this is really hard for people to accept, we shouldn't be living in a state of constant stress. We shouldn't be living in a state of constant beating ourselves up over decisions we're making. We should never be like, day after day after day is a constant state of like urgency. You know, you're always feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta lose weight. but then it's this like panic feeling. But at the same time, you're like, you know what? When after I, make another $2,000 in my job, or when I get a raise, or when we take, after the Disney trip that we take with my family, or after my daughter's wedding, after my kids graduate, after my son goes to elementary school, after the kids are out of the house, that is when I will lose the weight. We're putting it off at the same time. So there's this panic and urgency, but at the same time, we're putting it off, not living at our optimal state. There's freedom, there's expansion, there's abundance, there's health. All of it is at your optimal state of living. Like, where is that place where you ultimately do feel happy? And I'm gonna tell you, it's not when you hit your goal. To be honest, it is not when you hit your goal necessarily. Yes, you should feel at an optimal state of being when you hit your goal, but also, you guys, it is on the way there. If you know you are putting in the time, the effort, like doing what you can to be at that, in that healing, then that can also be living at your optimal state. Like, if there is really nothing more you can do to get healthy, and it's in a healthy manner, y'all, right? Then okay, this is optimal for right now. In this moment, this is my optimal state right now. This is my healing journey today, and it really is one day at a time. It is so much like recovery and everything they tell you in those meetings. It is one day at a time. Are you going to live at your optimal state today? Are you going to be in that most happiness that you can feel today? Are you going to be as healthy as you can be today, one day at a time? The reasons we don't prioritize our well-being, our healing, our happiness, we often prioritize everyone else's over ours, right? Who's with me on that? Like, drop a 1 if you are somebody who is often prioritizing the kids. I have a hard time with this. The kids, the hubbies, the wives, the partner. You are often prioritizing their health, their happiness, their well-being. I got a wicked itch right in my eye, over your own. That is so common as women. We are in our feminine energy a lot of times, and that means we're giving. We are giving ourselves away though. Okay? That's one big reason, is we're not prioritizing ourselves over others. And that is a huge misconception. As females, we feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Davina, yeah. This is what I'm supposed to do. I birthed these babies. I married this man or woman. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is of me. I'm going to give them everything I can. And then oftentimes we ourselves are left with this pit of nothingness. Everyone else around us is full. We are a pit of nothingness because we've poured and poured and poured and poured. You know, that metaphor of your cup is empty. It annoys me because I've heard it so much, but it's true, y'all. It really is true. So that's number one. And then the other thing why we don't prioritize our health, our optimal state, our well-being is because it's so damn uncomfortable. Anyone ever gone on a healing journey, found out this shit is uncomfortable, I'm done, and you turn right around and you go back to your old ways, to your old state? Anybody? That's a number two. Drop a number two if you're like, oh, I am not here to sugarcoat. Y'all know I'm raw, I'm real, and I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. This is what some of y'all really, truly need to hear today. It's uncomfortable. It is tearing out these parts of ourselves. In order to heal, you have to get past the beliefs you have about your current self. You have to get past the belief that I'm not worthy of healing. I'm not worthy of treating myself kind. I'm not worthy of putting myself over, these other people in my life for a period of time where I need it to spend on myself. It is uncomfortable to do the weight loss journey. It's uncomfortable to do the healing journey. Not everyone. I know a majority of y'all, you want to lose weight, but I know a lot of y'all also just need to heal your mindset. Heal that state where you are not constantly hearing those poor thoughts about yourself all of the time, like going through your head on repeat, right? It is also uncomfortable, right, as the holidays approach and we're sitting here like, another year of having a poor relationship with food, another year of having a poor mindset around who I am, around my body, another year of not living at my optimal state. That to me, when I started my journey, was more uncomfortable. I started my journey in November. Remember, in November of 2018, before Thanksgiving, 3 weeks before Thanksgiving is when I started a weight loss journey. And then, Christmas, New Year's, all these things. I didn't wait for a new year because I got so uncomfortable with who I was, how I felt, being out of breath, feeling like I'm never gonna have clothes again because I don't fit in any of them. Okay, I got so uncomfortable being in that state of, I hate myself, I hate who I am, I hate this relationship I have with myself. That was more uncomfortable. So your ego will tell you it's too uncomfortable to heal. It's too uncomfortable to pull out all these beliefs you have about yourself, throw them in the fire and watch them burn. Baby, that's too uncomfortable. But your ego is always going to tell you, not always, but is most of the time going to tell you the things that are going to keep you comfortable, even because here's the thing, a lot of us are uncomfortable in our uncomfortableness. We're uncomfortable, but at the same time, we've been in a brain fog for so long. We've had no energy for so long. We are lethargic, and we've been that way for so long. It's our new comfortable, right? We just become comfortable with it. It's like if you've been someone who has been drained money-wise, like you've been broke for so long, you get comfortable in your uncomfortable. You get comfortable in whatever that weekly, monthly, bi-weekly check is. You get comfortable in, okay, I know my check is this much. I know I'm going to pay these bills and I'm going to have this much left for food, this much for gas, boom. You're comfortable in it. You're comfortable with not taking trips. You're comfortable with never spending money on yourself because it is ingrained in you at this point, but you do not have to stay uncomfortable you don't have to stay comfortable with the uncomfortable, because let me tell you something, you will never heal. The next one is, and so you avoid the discomfort because you have been comfortable with a different discomfort. And so you're used to it. The other reason we don't prioritize our healing is you don't want to break up with your dependency on food. For example, one major thing that women need to heal, even if it's not that they're aiming for weight loss, a lot of women just need to heal their relationship with dieting and with food. And you have this dependency on dieting. You have this dependency on food. Food is my crutch. I depend on food to make me feel better at the end of my day. I depend on that binge. I look forward to that binge all day subconsciously in my mind. I try to ward it off. I try to do my best during the day, and I do. I eat good all day, right? I'm eating my salads and my chicken and, very bland, gross foods. And then at the end of the day, you have a dependency. The crutch is the binge that you have late at night. That is your crutch. And you've become, again, comfortable with it. You don't want to break up with it. You are like, okay, well, who will I be without this crutch? What will I do at night besides eat? I don't know how to do anything other than eat at night. And here's a little news flash. You can eat at night. You just can't binge at night if you want to lose weight anyway. If you want to have a healthy relationship with food, you got to quit binging. It is not good for you. Binging is terrible for you. It is terrible for your blood sugar levels. It is bad for your stomach and the stretch receptors in there. And it's bad for your hunger cues and your fullness cues. You lose all of it when you binge, and then it extends the period of time you're going to need to heal your gut, to heal your body. When you do decide, okay, I want to go on this healing journey, you're extending every single binge. Every single binge. I told you I was going to punch you in the gut, quite literally. Every single binge. You are extending the period of time it's going to take for you to lose weight because you are slowing your metabolism. You are hurting yourself every time that you binge. Number 3, you subconsciously fear who you'll be when you heal, when you lose the weight, when you get a new job, when you go back to college, whatever it is, that goal that you have that is part of your healing. You're afraid of who you'll be because she's different. I looked at a picture of me that my husband came up on his memories on his phone. And I looked at that picture yesterday and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. What if I had stayed in that place? What if I had feared who I would become when the 120 pounds was gone? What if I had feared healing? I really don't know. I would be heavier than I was. I would be 300 pounds or more at 5'2", right? I probably never would have gone on this journey with y'all, right? I wouldn't have shared the whole weight loss and all the keto kitchens and all the stuff I did. My kids would have a different life. I would be different. I would still, from the minute I woke up till the end of the day, be laying on my couch watching Netflix all day, every day. I would still be the person drinking herself to sleep every night. That was how I put a lot of weight on, y'all, was wine and drinks. Imagine where you could be in 3.5 years from now if you decide right now, it's my time. Like, I need to do something about this. I need to let the ego, your ego is taking hold of you. You need to let the ego go and allow yourself that space to heal. If you want to create a new habit, you have to heal. If you want to create new habits, you have to heal what's keeping you in the bad ones. It is so uncomfortable to heal. But let me tell you something. It is the best thing I could have done for myself and my kids. See, here's the thing. We pour ourselves out in so many ways for our families, but a lot of times we're doing it with the avoidance of healing ourselves. We do it because we know there's this stuff inside of us that really truly needs healing, and it's almost like an overcompensation. I'm going to be right here with my kids on top of them all the time, but I'm also going to drink myself to sleep at night because I'm so stressed out and I'm so tired of who I am, right? That was me. I'm never going to go back to work. I'm going to figure this shit out. I'm going to be hovering over my 2 babies, the youngest 2, because I'm ashamed of how I raised my oldest son, never being there, always being at school, at work, didn't even see him take his first steps because I was working. I was going from the minute my baby Landon was born, 15 years ago now. And so I had this intense guilt over parenting when I had Quinn. I went back to work as a nurse for about 2, maybe 3 months after she was born. And when I actually got fired from that job, I said, I'm done nursing. I'm never going back to work because I wanted to be there so intensely for my last 2 babies. Bronson wasn't even born at that time, but the next one is you just don't feel like you have time to go on this healing journey, this weight loss journey, this self-improvement journey of whatever kind. And let me tell you guys, if you want to go and create a new habit of walking every day, right? That walking takes 30 to 60 minutes a day. Maybe you even start with 15 minutes and work your way up. Some habits are created progressively like that, right? So if you take 15 to 30 minutes to start and you replaced your social media scrolling for 15 minutes out of the day. I know we all scroll social media, even me, at least 15 minutes out of the day. If you stop consuming so much content, right, and put that time into your healing. Because let me tell you another thing about healing. Social media is the worst freaking thing for it. When you go on a healing journey, I suggest this. You share that journey with other people and you take in very little content. Unless it is from people who are also on a healing journey and you surround yourself with them. But if you continue to look at the stuff that makes you, like, let's say you scroll and you look at this model's freaking page and, you know, all these perfect curated people online, and you're on a healing journey, you come back to her and you go to her page and you come back to that feeling of insufficiency, of her superiority because she's prettier than you or she's more fit than you or whatever. Part of healing sometimes is taking social media away for a while. Or at least how you use social media. See, a lot of us are the people who are internalizing, taking it in, and we're not putting anything out there. Part of my healing was sharing my journey and not looking at other people's. Because comparison comes up. Oh, look at her life, it's better than mine. All of it is lies most of the time, y'all, to be honest. A lot of these people's lives are lies. But being really mindful of what you're taking in, taking that time out of it and using it for your healing. How much time do we really spend? Oh, Karen, you know what? I fully support that. I want to ask you, how much time do you think you spend scrolling social media? And how do you think that improves this? Stop using the excuse, I don't have time to heal. I don't have time to lose weight. I don't have time to go back to college. I don't have time to whatever is part of your healing, whatever you're aiming for, whatever that end goal of your healing is. If you're not willing to take time out of the stuff that is moving you further away and put it towards your healing, it's gonna be real hard. The next one, y'all, is you're afraid of failure. But here's the other part of this. A lot of women, especially, don't prioritize their healing because they're also afraid of success. There's like a spectrum to it. You can be afraid of failure and you can be afraid of success, or you could be like somewhere in the middle where it's like both. So afraid of success looks like, who will I be when I'm smaller? What will I do with the compliments? Some of us don't know how to take compliments, right? What will it look like when I get more attention? Am I worthy of that attention that I'll get when I lose the weight or, you know, when I do whatever? Am I worthy of the attention? That's a question we ask ourselves subconsciously. And if we're like, a lot of women hold on to weight for emotional reasons because they won't let shit go from inside their body. The body holds on to fat. I don't know why I grabbed my boobs, but I wish she'd hold on to more fat there, but she doesn't. Our bodies hold on to fat, honestly, to protect us. High levels of stress. Your body's also like always in this constant state, and it's just trying to protect you. And then being afraid of failure, I mean, a lot of people won't go on their weight loss journey because they're just afraid they won't do it. They don't trust themselves. They're not motivated enough. They're afraid that they won't finish. Because they've never finished anything. They've always quit on themselves. So they're afraid it's not going to work out for them. I had gone on, let me see. Oh, I can't count, y'all, how many weight loss journeys I had been on over and over and over again, just sabotaged them all. I had lost 50, around 50 to 60 pounds in 2009. It was before I met Nick, so maybe 2010. Yeah, because it was, okay. I had lost the weight for my pinning ceremony when I graduated nursing school. And my goal was like 55 pounds. I think I ended up losing 60, so I got like beneath my goal. I don't remember the weight that I started at, but I got down to like the size I am now. I think I was around 190 when I started. So I may have even got smaller. I may have been like 140. Well, then I spiraled and got down to like 120, not intentionally, abusing things, you know what I'm saying? And from that weight, I slowly, progressively gained like 60 pounds. Then when I got pregnant, I put on like 100 pounds. Like, and all of that time, except for when I was pregnant, I was always on a weight loss journey. I was always trying something new. So what if I had also been one of those people that was like, you know what? I'm 270 right now. 5'2", everything hurts and I feel like I'm dying, but I'm scared. I'm scared this isn't gonna work, so I'm not gonna try again. Failure is necessary because if you didn't know how it felt to be in the bottom position, like the worst, the what feels like the end of the road, like you can't go any further, you are stuck, you need this feeling. You need to know how it feels to be in the worst place. All of the pain, all of the discomfort, all of the health issues, the blood pressure, the blood sugar, whatever it is for you, hating your body, like wanting to lay in bed all day because you don't want anyone to see you, having a poor relationship with food, all of this failure, quote unquote, right, is necessary for a lot of women because we don't move without that rock bottom feeling. So sometimes for some of us, it's just like with addicts, you know, they say you let them get to rock bottom, they will change. Once they get to rock bottom, they will change. When they get to rock bottom, that is the truth. My rock bottom when I was an addict was when I cashed out a retirement fund over close to $6,000 and went through it in a month. I went through $6,000 in 2000, whatever that would be, 9 years ago. That's like 10 grand now. That's like going through 10K in a month right now. In drugs. That was my rock bottom. I looked at that bank account and I was like, I looked at my husband and I was like, I'm done. That could have been a trip to Disney for my son, and look what I did. And that's when I started my journey with recovery. 7+, maybe it was like 8 years ago. Well, it doesn't matter. That was rock bottom for me. Everyone hits a rock bottom when they're in a poor spot, when they're in a bad position, whether it is actual food addiction or not. There's gonna be a rock bottom where you just say, like, I can't continue to live like this. So that failure is going to push you into, and I'm not saying keep going until you get so bad you hit that rock bottom. Like, what is the lowest of the low that you've been at right now? Is that worth moving? Is it worth moving for you? Some women, you know, they have 10 pounds to lose. They could give or take it, right? So they're just like, if I lose it, I lose it, whatever. But then there's other women who are having this very, very disordered eating, disordered relationship and attachment to food, dependency, the crutch thing, right? And they really need help. Women who've been through addiction and lost a lot of things, if you've put on weight and you think you can't get rid of it, you've gone through addiction, my friend, and come out the other side. You can do anything. You can do if you are in recovery, you are superhuman. We are freaking superhumans. Or if you've been the spouse, father, someone who has closely supported someone in active addiction, you are also superhuman. I'm gonna text you after this, okay? You can pay monthly payments. It's not that much, I promise. You know I got you. I've helped you lose weight before. I know you can do it again. I'm putting new habits into place, and I'm going to do this journey with them. I'm going to lose 10 to 15 pounds before Thanksgiving. I'm excited. I can't wait to do it all over. I can't wait to start over. Everything I have these ladies doing, like all of the ways that we're going to put habits into place, I'm doing it. I'm not going to give y'all my methods. You got to get in Unchained to get those for how to get your habits in place. The little things you do to remind yourself of the habits you have in place, and how to, you know, all of that, everything I'm going to do it. Your ego will stop you every time from healing. Your ego is technically there to protect you, but your ego is also the voice within that is conscious, not subconscious. So it is going to tell you basically whatever you want to hear that is an excuse. Your ego is going to feed that to you because it doesn't want to do hard things. What happens when we decide we don't want to be victims anymore? When we have, like, a lot of the fear of change is because we are afraid to not be a freaking victim anymore. Let me tell you, that is one of the hardest things to overcome. I was a professional victim. Everything was everyone else's fault in my life. Everything was it's 111, make a wish. I know it's not 11, but still. Everything I projected outward. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. That's Nick's fault today. I'm fat. That's, my kid's fault because I birthed him. And so letting go of those excuses and that victimhood is also scary because we don't know how to relate to other people if we're not the victim. It's scary for us to give up who we've always been, and it's very subconscious. Like, we don't realize how much of a victimhood place we're living in until we come out of it. There are ways to take yourself out of that victimhood and that shame and that fear of not being a victim anymore. We fear that. We fear not being able to relate to people. We fear not being able to call our friends up and be like complaining about every single thing that happened this week. What happens when we stop complaining? Who will we be? Who will we talk to? That's scary, right? Change is scary. If it's pulling us out of victimhood, that's scary for a lot of people. There are people that used to call me and just complain. I haven't talked to them in years. I don't want to hear it. Don't call me and complain about your life, because I'm going to tell you, there are things you can do to like change, be better, appreciate, like a lot of the stuff we complain about. Oh, my dishwasher broke. I would have friends that would call, my dishwasher broke. I picked my kid late up at school. I had to pay $15 because it was daycare and they charge you for extra time. Like, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm at the point where I just be like, there are starving children in this country. There are people that don't have clean water. Wait, are you serious right now? Okay. Your husband has got it. A lot of men. Yeah. Men don't want to heal because they're masculine men. It's hard for men to heal because then they take that masculinity, or they think it takes that masculinity away. It doesn't. Healed men are very sexy. I'm just saying. Emotionally regulated men. Like, thank you. So if you guys feel any of this stuff, if you feel the fear of, let's go over them again. Hold on. I have them written down. If you fear change, transformation, if you fear healing and you don't prioritize it, it's because it's uncomfortable. So you just avoid it. You don't want to leave that dependency you have with food. You don't want to break up with food, essentially. That creates fear for you. You're afraid of, who will I be without food? What will I do? What will my habits be? What will I do with that extra time of not binging out on food or not mindlessly eating at the TV for 6 hours a night? Like, food is a crutch. Food was created by our Lord, our Creator, to sustain us energy-wise, to be able to keep us alive so our hair will grow, to keep us from, dissolving into nothingness, to keep us going, to live, for sustenance. That is what food is for. Food is not for emotional pleasure. And it is. It is also for pleasure.
Can I keep these?
Sure. That is why it tastes good. But at the same time, it is not for emotional regulation. That's how I should put it, okay? Food is not there to regulate us emotionally. Food is not there to be the crutch when we're upset at our boyfriends or our husbands. Food is not there because we got in a fight at work. It is not there to make us feel better about any particular thing. It is there for sustenance and to taste good when we eat it. And so there's a lot of luster in food, right? There's a lot of draw to food because it does taste so good, because it does give us a little dopamine hit when we eat something like a strawberry turnover. Like, that shit is good. But when we depend on it for all of our dopamine, that's where we run into trouble. People are afraid of who they'll become when they reach their goals. They're afraid of the attention. They're afraid of losing the weight because they feel unworthy. They feel unworthy of the success. They feel unworthy of creating anything good for themselves. It is all self-sabotage. It is the ego. People don't feel like they have time. Again, people will scroll on social media for 2, 3, 4 hours a day. And I'm glad y'all are here. I'm not dissing social media, because when it is used in the right ways, it's amazing. It's an amazing tool. You can meet best friends on social media. I wouldn't know y'all without social media, and I love y'all. So don't take that the wrong way. But what I'm saying is, if you are putting 2 hours into social media in the morning just scrolling, what could that 2 hours be used for that would be productive towards your healing journey? Afraid of failure or success. Yeah, it both happens. And then I think that was the last one. We can't let ourselves continue to be held back because we are so fearful of the discomfort that comes with healing. We're afraid of the time input it's going to come from healing. What are you going to do when you're in the same place next year? I personally don't want to be in the same place I'm at right now next year. I want to be better. I want to be growing. I want to be elevating every single day. Not, I'm going to get to a certain place and stop. No. Y'all know I have a surgery I want to go get done for my lipedema. Like, I have all of these. I want this shit gone. Who knew that this is a disease? Like, this is not just loose skin. I thought it was for years. My whole weight loss journey, I thought this was loose skin. It is some loose skin, but it's also diseased fat. It's called lipedema. If y'all didn't see my crying video, the day I discovered it, I don't even think it's been a month yet. So when I squeeze this, y'all, it is like lumps. It feels like peas. It feels like I have peas inside of my fat. It's weird. It's really strange. So look it up, lipedema. So that actually is what's called lipedema. And so the only treatment for it is liposuction, but it's called lymph sparing lipo. It has to be done by a special doctor, not just any liposuction physician or surgeon. That is something I'm going to continue to get my body in shape for. That is why I want to lose another 15 pounds, so that when I go, there's a little less that they have to take out. Now, here's the thing about lipedema. You can only lose so much of it. It's diseased fat. Like, it won't go away. It doesn't like just dissolve. It is diseased. So it's very interesting. It's an interesting disease. It's a really terrible disease to have, because it does also include pain and discomfort and heaviness of the legs. So that heaviness I've always talked about, I thought was from my varicose veins, lipedema. If you look it up on YouTube, you can actually see like before and afters of women getting it done. So I have that to go through. And then I want to get my veins fixed as well in my legs. So you do, Misty? Oh my God. So many women have lipedema. It's 10% of women. So if I say my friends list, I have about 5,000 women on there, I would say that means 500 of y'all will have lipedema. 10% of women. That's crazy. Like, that's a lot. 10%. 1 in 10 women will have lipedema. And they don't, and a lot of women go to their graves without knowing they have it. It's all through my family. It is a genetic disorder. So if any of y'all have ever thought, my legs look different than other legs, like, I have more cellulite than normal people. My legs feel heavy at the end of the day. You too? Like, it's insane how many women have it. Will not go away. All the years I've been working on my bottom half and the underarms, now I know, like, there's a reason it won't go away. So my arms actually look like this. Like, that's what my arm would look like without it. Isn't that crazy? Like, I'm actually really toned. Who knew? I really am. I've got good muscle, but it's just under this diseased fat. And that's why my legs, no matter how much, you do too, Amanda, damn. Like, no matter how much exercise I've done, no matter how many squats I've done, like, it's why I have such a big, wide butt. It's crazy.